Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you're here watching my video. I very much appreciate that. And I want to also say thank you for everyone that shared the video. At the end of the video, I'm going to make the announcement on who our winner was from last week. So today, we're going to go over a few things. We're going to talk a little bit about celebration, and then of course, we'll get to the cards. And last but not least, we will talk about the winner and the class I have coming up. I'm just noticing this is crooked and I don't like it. Let's see if we can fix that. See if we can make it all work. Alrighty, so here's the set we're using today. Dandelion Wishes, and it's super pretty. It is out of the annual catalog. Still crooked. Oh, I think it's... So it must be the camera. If it's not that, it must be the camera. Oh, that looks better. Okay, so Dandelion Wishes, and it's so pretty. And check out the fonts on that, the beautiful. And not only that, the messages that are on here. Sending well wishes your way. We're going to use that one today. Wishes for a lifetime of love and happiness. You know, with wedding season coming up. I think weddings are all the time, but wedding season, I think it really kicks into gear soon. That would be perfect. And then this one, I made a wish and you came true. How pretty is that? Alrighty, so let's bring in some grid paper. Oh, I'm already gone out of order. Before I forget, because you know I will forget, right? You know I'll forget. We're in the final stretch of celebration, and I believe there's about 17 days left. Don't worry, because there are still lots of freebies you can get. Some have for some the stock has depleted. Now it's crooked again. I had it, but then I moved it, didn't I? So anyway, there's lots, and it starts with a $60 product order, and then $120. So it goes in $60 increments. Okay, so here's where we're going to start. And there's one thing I'm not seeing, so it better be here. I hope I didn't put it away. Okay, here's a piece of white cardstock. It doesn't look like much, does it? No, I don't like that we're crooked. Okay, let's see. Where did I put it? Did I put it away? Oop, clink. Or did I put it with my goodies? Oh my goodness. Alrighty. Well, there's the stamp we're using. Here's the color that we're going to be using. And yes, I have. Oh, see, that's what happens when you clean up. Then you can't find stuff, right? So my theory is don't put anything away. No, that's not true. Alrighty, excuse my arms while I try to find what I'm looking for. But you know what? There's a solution to this anyway. Alright, and I'm going to get that solution in a moment. It's in the drawer here right beside me. Bear with me. Alrighty. Okay, I like to keep the drawers open, then I can keep all the goodies beside me. Okay, so what you might not be able to see is on here, I have embossed, using white embossing powder, the large dandelion image. So the way you've done that, the way I did that was, you take your embossing buddy. I might as well get that out. I know we've gone through this before, but I do want to make sure we're crystal clear on how this works. Alrighty, so you take your embossing buddy. Now I keep mine in a little baggie because it does have a powder in it, and as you can see from the bag, the powder does kind of get loose, so you want to keep it in there, okay? Alrighty, so you would take this. I'm not going to do it on this piece of paper. I can do it on this one though. Okay, pretend this is your cardstock, and you're going to go like this all over it. Just give it a nice little cover. You can't see anything on it, but it does work. Put your embossing buddy away. And then you take your Versamark, which is right back here. Pardon me. I have a frog this morning. Mine has had lots of different powders on it, so not to worry. It still works just fine. You ink up your stamp, you stamp your stamp, and then you're going to cover it, put something protective down, cover the whole image. And what I did when I was doing mine was I kept moving it so I could see where the powder was. Now the reason you absolutely need to use the embossing buddy is because that takes the static away, and that means that you don't get a bunch of extra little flecks that you don't want of dried embossing powder. All right, so once you've got it got the embossing powder on, you would go like that, take the excess off, and then get your heat gun. And once it starts to go shiny, I hope you can see that. Once it starts to go shiny, you're done. I just had to make sure like all the little bits were done. Okay, since I cannot find the sponge dauber I used like last night, I'm going to use a sponge. So what I did is I just chopped off a little piece. These are the sponges that we have. Looks like a little Pac-Man. Nom, 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 nom. This should still work. I just need to stick to a small area. All right, so we don't need the stamp because technically you've already stamped. Still crooked, still bugging me. Aha, this is going to be, let's see if I can do it this way. Did I show you this before? I was showing this at an event, the Bingo and Cards event. Ha. Now this one doesn't quite do it. Some of them, you can actually push on the one end and boom, it'll open. I think it depends on how much you've actually used it. All right, so let's get this so you can see it. I know right now, by the looks of what I see on my computer, you don't actually see anything. But, so I'm going to kind of ball this up to make it kind of look like a dauber. You can see just a little bit of color there. This is going to be a really subtle card. And all I'm doing is going in a circular motion and basically highlighting, to turn it sideways so I can see what I'm doing, because last night when I did this, I had, of course, my head right over it. Now the dauber would work better because it is a definite circle, but no worries. So basically just making it look like these exploded. In a pretty little color. Oh, how about I tell you what color we're using? Oh, hi, Melissa. Petal pink. Alrighty. So I did my pretend embossing a moment ago. The cord doesn't quite reach from where I'm sitting, and I find it noisy on videos. I've watched some, and I may someday actually do a video of embossing. I think I may have, but occasionally I have, pardon me, I have an issue with Facebook closing right after I've done the video, and I cannot share my video elsewhere. So if you happen to be watching on YouTube, you may not be able to find that video. I could share it to Facebook, I just couldn't share it to YouTube. Just kind of disappointing. Kind of disappointing. There we go. Nice and subtle. I don't want to go crazy, crazy. So I've done the insides, and now I'm just going around, kind of make a little halo around it. I know in the stamping world we don't like halos because that means you've got some ink somewhere where you don't want, but this one we want a little halo. And around. And around. I'm not going to do anything with the stems, because when you see the card in person, you can actually see that that's done. Alrighty, so let's close up the stamp set. I do believe we're done with that. Okay. And we'll start putting things together a bit. Oh, how about I stamp the sentiment? Wouldn't that be handy? Oh, yes. Alrighty, I was using this one. Okay, so yeah, like as mentioned, I'm using the Sending Well Wishes Your Way sentiment, this one right here. And I know I say it, I think, every video. I love when they use more than one font. Stampin' Up! Is brilliant. Brilliant doing that. I love that so much. Okay, now because I'm going to be doing a sentiment, I like to line up my paper. Actually, I'm going to move it over because I'm going to stamp it first to make sure it's straight. Okay, this is the older style pad that opens not like a compact. Is this the one oh no, I was wondering if this is the color I used on the weekend that got used a lot and I should have re-inked, but I don't think this is the one. Okay, so because I'm stamping directly onto the card here, pardon me, darn frog, I want to make sure that I've put the stamp on straight, and because it's not clear, this is the red rubber, I'm just going to line it up with one of these lines, and I'm using the bottom of the stamp in this case. That's pretty straight. I could tip it just this way, just a little bit. So let's ink her up again. I'm not pressing hard, I'm just tapping. You don't want to smush. Alrighty, cross your fingers and toes. It's always disappointing when it doesn't work, and I think this is how I was doing the card. It's funny because, once again, flying by the seat of our pants, and just moving in just a little bit. Sometimes you just have to commit. Yay! Yay! Alrighty. And I was wrong. I think I might use that other color, but I do like to close my stamp pads regardless. Okay, so now we don't need the paper. Let's do some assembly. Alrighty, so Tombow. Oh, this one feels like it's pretty empty. Let's see what we can get out of it. Might be. Well, that's okay. I have another one waiting in the wings. And they're all nice and cold. I know. I always get that. Why do you keep your house so cold? Because I like fresh air. I don't find furnace air, it just doesn't feel very fresh to me, you know? That's why I can't wait to open the windows. Alrighty, come on. Well, you know, there is a solution to that. There's a solution to every problem. And here it is. This is brand new. And get my fingernail. This is what happens when you cut your fingernails too. There we go. Wrap her in the garbage. And just around. Doesn't need a lot. There she be. I know it doesn't matter if it's upside down right now, but okay, so I know when I cut this, and I will put the measurements on after, that this is a really narrow border. So it just went 1/8 of an inch. So once you have this, and this lined up, and I just moved it, you can drop your paper and then use your wiggle time if you need to, and I need to a little bit, just to move it. That's more wiggle time than I expected. And then go this direction and just make sure it's good and stuck. And it is. I think that is so pretty. So pretty. Alrighty. I don't know if it shows up well on the camera. Can you see that? That it's how subtle it is? It looks really pretty. That's all I can tell you. Alrighty. So I do want this stamp. And you know what? I think I am going to bring out the petal pink. It's such a pretty color. You know, you want to make use of all your ink colors. Ta-da! I don't want to put a whole bunch on there and mess it up. You know, I like my cards clean and simple. Not too much going on that would detract from the card itself. Okay, and I have decided, here we are, to use a petal pink, which would make sense, base as well. And I'm just going to glue that on. Now, there we go. So you notice I did not use any dies. Didn't even use any punches, just straight onto the card. And do the inside, and then card number 1 will be done. Yeehaw. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I find, you know, sometimes you think that, oh no, if I do a class and then the card, it just looks too simple. That, I think, is how demonstrators feel, that, you know, it's not enough. Well, your stampers might be new, and for them this is enough, and you want to keep it to something that they can do. Oh yes, oh yeah, I forget if I mentioned this. So the cards in bingo on Saturday was really fun. I did it with fellow demonstrator Barb, and at her house, and it was so much fun. I am like a big kid. I totally enjoy totally enjoy the like the game of bingo, and then the card making, and well, of course, and giving away prizes. Well, yeah, of course we enjoy that. That's fun. Okay, there's card number 1. So I'm just going to set that aside, and we're going to go straight into card number 2. So same stamp set. Alrighty, this time we're going to use this particular image and this one here. Okay, so let's bring in the pieces. Now I've gone ahead and done some die cutting, so I will show you. These are the layering circles, and I used the largest of the scalloped, and I think it's the second. Yeah, the second largest of the regular round ones. And whenever I'm deciding which ones to use, if you can layer them like that, and you can still see, you know that the cutting edge is right here, then you know you're going to be able to see the scallop. That's the way I figured out. Actually, I want that over there. Okay, oh, actually, put that over on that side. I will put that away properly later. Okay, so again, I've done some of the die cutting already. And we'll bring our paper back in. So this is another simple card. This is Whisper White. This is Lemon Lime Twist. And, oh, did I tell you the gray was Smoky Slate on the other card? I do not remember. I don't remember. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is bring out the Lemon Lime Twist. And, oh, hello, Susan. Exactly, you don't want to scare the newbies. No, and you know what? Even going too fast, you know, because you think you do this, and this, and then you have to like bring her back a notch, and then realize that maybe I just want to see if I want to stamp that off. So, as stampers, we do like to stop and test things. I do want it stamped off. Okay. You know, because I made the card last night, I don't remember. Oh, and you know what? I was going to start doing my videos in the evening. However, a friend of mine, her mom went into a nursing home, and they're getting her house ready for sale. So I'm helping. I helped yesterday, and going back over later on. And I didn't want to not be back in time for a video. So thus, here I am. So one of these days I will probably maybe, I'm so decisive, probably maybe switch to evening. But my friend needs help and I'm helping. All right, so this is Night of Navy. I love these two colors together. So the first card was very subtle. This one's got more. Now again with the grid paper and the stamp, is this one, I see the and is down a bit low, as is the U. So I just want to make sure. Yep. Now the good thing about a circle, and this is the really great thing, especially if you're doing this with new stampers, is that, oh no, I stamped it crooked. You just turn it a little bit. So it's not actually the end of the world if it's not exactly straight. Oh, and it turned out. Look at that. Sometimes I surprise myself. Okay, so this is going to get popped up, or glued on here. Keep the edges down. Yep. Nice and simple. Use your wiggle time. We love our wiggle time. Okay, now the base, again, we're using Lemon Lime Twist. And just for some added, because when I put this on here just with a plain piece of blue, you couldn't really see it that well. So I was like, I think I'd like to bring it up a notch. So I used the tin tile embossing folder. And I think you can see that. I'll just move it around with these bright lights. There we go. Okay, but I'm not putting that down because I'm remembering that I'm putting ribbon on the card. I remembered. Oh, shock. In which case, I'll need my scissors. Okay. And then just kind of, I was trying to decide where was I going to put everything. So I'm going to, I don't normally, but I'm going to kind of, I won't be definite, kind of aim for the center. Alrighty, so This is, by the way, the Night of Navy gingham ribbon. And you know I love gingham. So when they came out with that gingham gala paper, oh, yeah, I have 2 packages of it. Well, I might have had 3, but I have 2 now. And watch my previous videos and you'll see a black and white gingham. Gingham top. I just think it's so fresh and pretty. All right, so glue dots. And again, you know they hide on the inside. Well, they're not really hiding. I just like to say that. And, okay, this one might need a fingernail push. There we go. All right, so about center. I'm not going to measure. I don't want to measure. That sounds like work, doesn't it? Okay, now this one. It's funny. I squish the first one and the second one I just take off with my fingernails and place it. I always do that. I'm not sure why. So let's get that onto the base. I know my ink pads are open. It drives me crazy. They don't dry up that fast. That would be... I think the temperature would have to be like ridiculously hot. And I will never live somewhere where it's ridiculously hot. There. Let's get a little artistic in the center there. Just because it's, you know, it's my video. Okay, so far so good. Okay, same thing. I used a really narrow border. So I'm going to place it. Nice and slow. No rush. Ooh, I got it the first time. See? Miracles do happen. You know, I'm like everybody else. I mess up. I mess up too. Been doing this for a while, but we all do. How's that? Okay, so dimensionals. Brand new sheet of them. Alrighty. I'm going to avoid the center when I put the dimensionals on because they don't stick that well to ribbon anyway. And because it's double layered, it's got its own thickness that it's not going to just push down real easy. Here we go. Come on. Sandy, there you go. Oh yeah. For those watching after the fact, YouTube and otherwise, my name's Sandy. Somehow I just assume everybody knows what I'm thinking and saying. Deciding, okay, I'm not going to actually push that down quite yet. No, because we're going to make a bow. I know, boy, we're going all out this time, aren't we? I don't often do that. All right, so there's a couple methods. There's the bunny ear method, but then I learned this other one that works really well too. Make a loop. See if I can remember it. Boy, that was yesterday. Make a loop. Go around and through. And then pull. Now, I do grab this end because you could lose it. So it's like bunny ears, but it's without making 2 separate bunny ears. And then pull. And then pull. You just have to wait until you get it exactly the way you like it. And manipulate it, you know? Push, pull, whatever you need. Ta-da! They look almost the same. I just noticed one's bigger than the other. And you notice I always, like I'll pull, and then the size doesn't necessarily stay. Let's see if I can cut that straight. So I just, you know, when you like it a certain way. There. Oh, and I got the ends just the way I wanted them. Again, love when it works out. This is in the annual catalog, by the way. I should mention that. Such a forgetful gal. All right, so I think, yep, you know what? I am going to put that over here because I'm going to put the bow right there. I'm gonna? I think I said that. Don't mind my English. It's very lazy. We are doing the inside of the card. Look at me finishing the outside because I'm all like, yeehaw. You know, when you like something, I would like to go that way. On an angle. Let's do the inside before I totally forget to do that. Sometimes, you know. Stump. Do I want to use that one? Yep. I do. Okay, so this still has the green on it. And I am definitely once again, honestly, English is my first language. It really is. Of course, I tell my kids that I make up words, and I pretty well do, so. And break into song often. It happens. And I still have the frog. Maybe I'll go in this corner this time. Again, I don't want to overdo it. Just keep it simple. Now in a class, if somebody wants to, cover it or, do the envelope the whole bit, like ink it up too, absolutely go for it. I love, and we had one actually on Saturday. I call her Rebel because she did her cards sideways. Well, landscape, we should call it, instead of portrait. And I'm like, I love when that happens. Love, love, love when that happens. Okay. Oh, why is someone at my door? Dinging the doorbell twice. I'm not expecting anybody. Let me take a peek. Oh, okay. My son's supposed to be heading out. Not sure that he is. But he'll hear the dogs barking. Know that it's time to go. There we go. Simple. Alrighty. There we go. There's our 2 cards. So nice and subtle, then a little bit darker. So somebody's going to win these. Now the other cards I didn't bring in this morning because I had taken them to the event, as I quite often do. Okay, so the winner of our cards from last week, that would be Julie. So Julie, those are going to be going out in the mail to you at the end of the month. And a little reminder that I have a class on April the 18th. So if you are in the KW area, Cambridge, St. Jacobs, Elmira, Stratford, that area. I probably left out some towns. Don't be offended. Guelph. That's all I can think of. Definitely want to come to the class because it's a lot of fun. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, give me a like, drop a comment, and I will see you next Tuesday. Okay, bye-bye.